meeting, guide and direct all their discussions and decisions. We thank you so very much for all who worked diligently during the storms that have recently hit our community and throughout our Commonwealth, and we pray, thanking you for all those who work so hard. And we pray your blessing upon our first responders, keep them safe and well, and bless their families in their absence. Pray that you'll be with each and every person that lives and works in Jeffersontown. Especially bless this meeting tonight. May your will be done in all that is said and done here. We pray in your holy name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Anyone that would like to speak before the city council, please come to the podium and sign up. I do have one person here, Lavonda Hora. Hope I pronounced that right. If you come forward, please. Hello.
Thank you. It's Lavonda Har.
Har.
Nobody gets it right.
Hora.
Yeah. I just had a kind of a question. We've been through this huge storm and there is still a lot of debris and trees laying down along like Waterston Trail and other places. And my only question is, is the city planning on taking care of that? If not, who is taking care of it? Like for instance, in front of my neighborhood, there is a huge tree that literally the whole tree fell over. And so the root ball is facing Waterston Trail. So that's what.
Where's your neighborhood, ma'am?
Southern Breeze. Yes.
Okay. I'm going to let Jimmy, he is our Public Works Director, come up and address that. If you will, Jimmy, I would appreciate that.
Mayor, council, great question on that certain tree. I just talked to Philip Lay on his development. We're going to cut off where it covers the sidewalk. That's our responsibility, roadway and sidewalk. We think when we cut that, the root's probably going to stand back up. And then the rest of the tree, it's on an owner's lot, he said. So it'll be between whether y'all have an HOA or the owner's lot that will have to clean that one. As far as Waterston Trail goes, what we're going to do is the city of J-Town, at the request of the mayor, it is a metro right away, but we're going to come through and we had planned on it tomorrow. I don't know what the rain's going to do. We're going to pick up what LG&E cut into logs on all the way up and down Waterston Trail. They will be removed by the city of J-Town. Okay? Any other questions
really
on that?
Jimmy, that's not our responsibility. We're doing this for our citizens, the way I understand it.
That is correct.
And we have been very fortunate into having our work crew be out there every day. And because if you lived in the city limits of Louisville, you would be packing your stuff up and taking it to a drop-off site. So thank you to the Public Works and all the city council that has allotted the funds for these Public Works people to work the overtime to get your all's debris cleaned up. And we have been hit with a hard storm. Ever since I've been in office, this is our 5th windstorm. I don't know if I brought it in or if I didn't bring it in, but I'm telling you.
It's the winds of change.
Yeah.
The winds have changed. You're right. But thank you. Thanks, Jimmy. Anybody else like to speak before the city council? Nobody? Okay. Reading of the minutes, May 21st, 2024.
I make a motion to approve reading of the minutes from May 21st, 2024.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. General fund warrant number 1608.
I'll make a motion to approve general fund warrant number 1608.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Road fund warrant number 995.
I make a motion to approve road fund warrant number 995. It's distributed.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next, we have 2024 Gaslight Festival update from Dina. If you come forward, Dina, we would appreciate it. We've got an exciting agenda coming up.
Thank
so
you.
go
That was
right ahead.
fast. Thank you all this evening. I am Dina Karam. I'm president of the Jeffersontown Chamber. And I'm really excited to welcome not only my team that's here this evening, but a couple of my board members and some of our sponsors of the Gaslight Festival. So thank you all so much for being here. They can also help answer any questions, but they're really just here to root me on and make sure I do everything well here. So just very quickly, I want to take a couple of minutes. I'm not going to go through every Gaslight Festival event because this is something that you all are very familiar with. But where am I pointing, Bill? No. I'm waiting for it to be magical. There you go. Thank you. Sorry. But just very quickly, our Gaslight Festival is, as you know, we do about 14 events in 9 days. This year it's going to be September the 5th through the 15th. And I just thought some interesting, I've been getting asked, what do we do and how much time does it take and are you planning it yet? We are neck deep in planning of Gaslight Festival, trust me. So we estimated just some quick math. We have about 2,000 staff hours that will go into this by the time we get to September, and probably about 600 volunteer hours. I just thought that was an interesting statistic, and that's us estimating at a very low number, if you will. We also estimate about 170,000 people come to our city for that week. So that's a really big deal. If 150,000 of them spent $25 while they're here, it's about a $4 million influx of money. So just some interesting data that I think is always good to know when you're planning an event. You want to know what it means to your community. This year, we have our traditional events, and we're working hard. We have the golf scramble, we have the parade, we'll do the balloon glow, and of course, we'll have over 340 vendors that come to our community. So it's a big deal to do Gaslight Festival, but we also are going to make some significant changes this year, and you might have heard the rumbling of some of that. And the reason why I wanted to come so early is because we need to announce this to the public and get the media going around it. And we will be doing that later this week. But before we did that, I wanted to make sure that the mayor and all of you were the first to know that these things are happening officially. So we're actually very excited to have grown our Gaslight 5K, and we are moving that to Saturday, September the 7th. So to help you with your calendar, Gaslight Festival weekend is 13th, 14th, and 15th. The weekend before, on that Saturday, we don't usually have anything, but we're putting the 5K there that morning. We're excited about that. We think it'll bring some people in for the farmers market. The farmers market will not leave. It's a complement to what they're doing at farmers market. And we think that we'll be able to accommodate the crowd a little bit better without having to run home and get ready to come here or to shut the road down during a rush hour traffic flow. So we're excited to have the route is the same, and we have a new timing partner. So there's a lot to look forward to with our new Gaslight 5K being on Saturday morning. We think we'll be done and probably out of there by 10:30, quarter to 11. So this is a new thing, and we're looking forward to that. We are also moving the Gaslight Festival Balloon Glow, which is usually the Friday of Gaslight Festival weekend. So this is going to move to that Saturday, September the 7th, in the evening. Everything stays the same from there. It's 6 to 9. We'll have the glow start about 7:15. We'll have food trucks. We expect lots of people, music, a dunking booth, tethered rides, all the things that we've been bringing to this event over the last few years to grow it, and we will do it on that Saturday night, September the 7th. This is the biggest lift of them all, friends, the food at Gaslight Festival. So our Gaslight Festival has grown over the years, and we have traditionally had food in the Gaslight Square. All of you know this. You see the lines that come across and impede the traffic flow, if you will, of people. Sometimes it gets a little messy out there. But our festival is growing at a rate that we need to do something about our food situation. Our partner in the food that helps us with the food, the Savory Catering Company, they are no longer doing this kind of work. Jack Savory isn't. So this was an opportunity to look at this in a different way and to create a new energy around it. So we are moving our food to Third Turn. So behind Third Turn will be a food court, and we'll have 7 to 8 vendors who you will be able to get food from, everything from barbecue and hamburgers and corn dogs. Savory did sell some of his trucks to the kids, so some of them are coming back and will be with us. But I say the meat of the food truck, no pun intended, is actually going to be in the Third Turn parking lot and part of Tommy Nutz's property. So we're working with him. He is offered to let us use his property, and we will create a food court area there. We will have some sweets and things out in the square, like the funnel cakes and some the popcorn and the donuts. So we'll have some things that kids like. Maybe if they don't really want to go sit down, but there'll be some little nibbles there in the square. We're creating a shade zone. We'll have a corporate tent out in front of our office which is nicely. We'll have some turf down and patio furniture, and that'll be a nice place to sort of get out of the sun. Maybe eat your ice cream or eat your funnel cake in there, but just another place for folks to sort of take a rest from the heat and be a part of the festival still. And it is pretty exciting to make this change. It is also a huge lift. So I told the mayor today when we were talking about it, you know, we're going to have to walk this journey together. So I'm asking you, you know, to just walk it with us. We're trying to do the right thing and make it better because our festival is growing so much. We think this is a safer way, a cleaner way, and it will have a more positive impact on our vendors. And we will still have the entertainment garden, if you will, in the pavilion. And we'll just try to create some traffic flow that way and give people things to eat and things to drink. We still have music, you know, and entertainment all day Saturday and Sunday. And this is an important change. So, but it is going to be new. So if you get feedback on it, let me know. I just want to keep making it better. That's our goal here. And the last thing that I just want to point out is our farmers market. So last year, sort of at the last minute, we put the farmers market in the Gaslight Festival at the end of the route here on Taylorsville Road. And it was too last minute. I don't think all the farmers got to take advantage of it. This year we're working with Emily and Debbie on this. And so we're excited to have the farmers market extend our Gaslight Festival probably all the way to Rec Bar on Taylorsville Road. So we'll be doing that with marketing, and they'll be doing it with their customers. So that adds a great feature on Saturday for that end of the Gaslight Festival on Taylorsville Road. This is just a quick look. I'll be sending you all a calendar with this information on it, just to give you the schedule for the week and let you know everything we just said. We just talked about is on here, but these will be flyers and things that we are distributing. So with that is really all of the big news that I have. I would be happy to answer any questions and have a conversation about it. I think I would like to bring up the Business Appreciation Lunch, which is something the city has always done. We really value that. We've worked hard to develop relationships in the business park. So that event is also growing and doing well because we've got some communication tools with them. We're trying to add value to that event by bringing in different swag. I think last year we brought in ice cream. I know there's some feedback that some of your team has gotten about the ice cream wasn't free. The ice cream does cost money when you go. It's $5 a cup. I'm happy to add ice cream, but it is an added expense to this event, so we need to have a conversation about that. But this is something we do on behalf of the city council, and I want to make it great. So I just want to put that out there as to what would you like to see added.
Dina, let me explain to the council what goes on here. So the city gives the chamber $5,000 to host this event on that Wednesday of Gaslight Festival. And at that time, the chamber goes and purchases the food. We have people that cook it up here. And it's an appreciation for all the people who work in our Commerce Park. And if we didn't have the people work in the Commerce Park, our citizens would not realize the low tax rate that they have today. So it is a kudos to the people who work here. So what has happened is that we have given the money to Dina and them, and they furnish the hot dogs and hamburgers. They go out and buy it from our money. So last year there was an event that took place, and it was about ice cream. And so I've had several complaints from the city council and from other people that they did not know that they were going to have to pay for the ice cream. So what it's coming down to, guys, is this. Does the city council want to pay additional money to have ice cream given as free? Do you want to take the ice cream away? Or what do you all want to do? It's your pleasure. And that's what Dina's really trying to say, is that, you know, it's up to you guys. And I need to hear from each and every one of you what you feel and what you want to do on this ice cream situation. So if you all would tell
They
me.
do okay in sales for the ice cream that day?
Yes, they did fine. So to the mayor's point, the $5,000 just covers the meat and the paper products, the chips, the bread. I mean, there's a little bit of money left over from that, but it's almost break even. So if we do add something that we want to do for free, we probably need to talk about, like, is there an additional contribution that you want to make, or we keep it? I mean, our team is very much about experience. We want people to have a positive experience. So that's why we try to add value to that event. That's why we have swag distribution, and the ice cream was part of that. We got good feedback on it. We didn't get any negative feedback on it, but I think a couple of you might have gotten questions about it. So I just want to work on it at your pleasure.
Well, I think if it's an appreciation thing, what I heard was this is supposed to be an appreciation lunch. Now they're expecting me to pay for ice cream. My opinion is if we're going to have ice cream, we can take some more money. We can take money out of our council fund and give you some more money to do it. I mean, I don't know how much that ice cream cost. But that would be my thought.
I didn't hear a lot of complaints from people that were up there. I think it's just, they didn't know.
They didn't know. I think a lot of people didn't get ice cream because they were like, well, I didn't know we were going to have to pay for anything, was my thought.
Yeah, I think it just comes down to like how we're going to market it, right? Like if it's free food and you pay for ice cream, man, that's a good deal. So
Yeah.
Right, but I think it needs to, if you're going to market it that way, but if it's appreciation luncheon, I mean, we can't come up with an extra $1,000 for ice cream.
We market it as a
Debbie.
complimentary
She wants to
lunch.
say something.
A complimentary lunch is what our marketing says. So it doesn't say anything else. It doesn't say anything about extras, but I mean, to Trina's point, I could see where a lot of people might assume that.
That was great. Debbie, you have something to say?
yeah, first.
We had it the year before.
It's not been very long. I mean, if you want to do a dessert, we could do like cookie trays or Sam's and give everybody a chocolate chip cookie. I just think those cups of, were they graters?
Graders was last year.
It's
Yeah.
$5 a cup.
Well, she had seven
Well-
on it to begin with.
Yeah. But that's what it's sold for. That doesn't mean that's what we have to buy it for.
No, but that's what they were charging.
We don't do that have. I mean, we can go to Sam's and buy the little white
Yes.
ice cream if we want to give a ice cream. I just think
I
people are coming there and they think it's a,
I agree.
that's what I heard a lot. A free lunch,
Agreed.
you want to pay $7 for ice cream? I just think that if we want to do that, why not?
We've never had dessert before. At the
You've
event,
never had
so-
dessert?
We had Earlers in 22 and we had Graders last year.
Okay, I don't remember seeing the Earlers that one year.
Earlers was out it was on the pathway
Oh, like
heading out.
further
And
out.
this year, and it was a truck, and then Graders last year was a cart.
I got you. Yeah.
I mean,
that's-
we could
remember
go
that
either
now.
way. I mean, to Debbie's point, I understand, but I also would push back a little bit and say, you don't have to buy the ice cream. You just got hamburgers and hot dogs, and if you want the ice cream, you could, but
No, but my concern is then somebody's gonna come and they're gonna see that somebody's selling ice cream and then the first thing they're gonna say is, well, why can't I get my business up here? I do brownies. Can I bring my brownies up here and sell them? I mean, I think then that's what you're gonna get. honestly.
I think for me, with the economic engine that the industrial park is for this community, I'd be willing to add to it, to provide that to them. I think that's one little thing. That's just me. That's one little thing we could do again for the workers over there.
We can negotiate and get it down. I was working earlier. I mean, we could probably do it for $1,200 or $1,500. So I don't think we're talking about another $5,000 or anything like that. And then we also get sponsors just because it costs us money to market it and to get the banners made and all those things. So we will also try to supplement that with sponsorships, but I think the mayor wanted me to make sure that you knew what the deal was.
So Kevin, you're wanting to give money?
Yeah, I'm kind of like with Trina on that. If we're going to do, to me, to do the luncheon like we did and to get to work it for the first time last year, I really got the feeling of how appreciative the workers in that park were. I just think, again, what we get as a city and as a community from the workers who work in our industrial park, I would be willing to spend whatever a little bit more to again, show our appreciation for them being here. I would.
Ice cream or cookies.
I'm open to what everybody wants to do.
Probably a
on it.
big
Yeah, I'm
difference.
open whatever y'all want to do on that. but-
Does it have to be graders? I mean, could
No,
it be
it
like
could
Debbie
be
fine
said?
with whatever.
Yeah, like Sam's or, you know,
Or even those, you know, you can get one of those little soft serve machines where you,
It's too hard.
that's a
Trina.
mess.
Is
with
that
It's
the
too hard
flies
to
and-
even put hamburgers together on the bun. There's
and
no
the
way we
flies
could
and
do
other
cones.
things.
And we could skip the ice cream this year and just buy some platters of cookies.
yeah.
That would be
again, I'm fine with
minimal.
that. As long as we've got something, I think dessert
So then
wise,
why
they're
don't we
not
do
paying.
this? Why don't we take a vote on it? And I'm going to go to each person individually so I can hear them on the record what that they want. And then we'll set a limit that we spend. And then from that, we can decide if we're going to get cookies, ice cream, candy bars, whatever you want to give. I don't know. But I need to know what everybody's.
Can I
opinion
make
is.
it just easier
Mhm.
and just say, we give a 1,000, 1,200, 1,500, not to exceed amount from council
Right,
funds for
right.
dessert at the
Exactly.
appreciation and
Bingo.
be
Yeah,
done with it?
done.
Perfect.
What's
I
the
like that.
number? 1,000, 1,200, 1,500.
What do
That's
you
the only
need?
thing we need to vote on.
So why don't you consider 1,000 if I may, and we'll supplement the rest with sponsorships.
Make a motion, we donate out of our council funds $1,000 to the appreciation dinner, lunch,
Breakfast or lunch. Lunch. Appreciation lunch. Second.
out of our council funds.
Second.
Clerk, call the roll, please.
First and second. Oh, yeah, I guess, yeah.
You want a first or second first?
Take a,
Or you want me to read it right away?
you want to just
Can
take
you
a
just
vote?
make
see
a
if there's any
motion and
nays
get
in
it, have a
But I
second?
We
still
had a
wanna
first
call
and
it.
second, yeah. So
So
all
Tim
in
did the
favor.
motion and Mark did the second.
I thought you had to vote, then we did. Never.
So Kevin, you made a motion?
No, Tim, I
Tim made
think
a
made-
motion.
Tim made
The
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 motion.
roll call is the vote.
Okay.
The roll
All
call
in
is.
favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried, but I would want a vote. I want a roll counted.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
please call the roll.
Councilwoman Head.
Yes. I want the funds about, what was the amount
You
again?
got it. You
Yeah,
said
okay.
yes.
Yes,
You're good.
okay.
Councilman Hall.
Yes.
Councilwoman Trina Smith.
Yes.
Councilman Carmen.
Yes.
President. Councilwoman Kicky.
Yes.
Councilwoman Ware.
Yes.
Councilman Bloom.
Yes.
By a vote of 7-0, motion passes.
Motion carried.
I
Thank
have
you.
a question for
Mayor,
you.
that's all- Yeah.
Because I've been getting this a whole lot. How come Gaslight was moved up this year?
Yeah, that was my question.
So Gaslight wasn't moved up.
It
It's,
wasn't?
Labor Day is early this year, so it feels like it got moved up.
Okay.
When I look back at the history, it's this weekend after Gaslight is when we kick it off, and that's what we did this year.
It's usually always the third.
I thought it was
weekend.
third weekend.
I always thought it was the third too, but the dates are still kind of about the
Seventeenth,
Yeah,
same.
I
18th,
think,
I think.
well, because when you look at the history, the Sunday of the motorcycle rally is always the Sunday after Labor Day. And Labor Day is on the 2nd this year, September, I think it was September 2nd. Anyway, it's the Sunday after Labor Day, just as history has had it.
Well, I like it at this time, Dina, because it doesn't interfere with Bourbon and Beyond.
Okay, good. Yeah, we are getting a buy on that this year.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Everything.
why I thought
point.
it had been moved because
Yeah.
of that. I did,
I
That's a good
think
point.
it's
Big
just
festival.
we just followed the calendar that I have researched in the past.
Hey,
Yeah.
Dina, I had a question though.
Yeah.
I know that we moved the 5K to that Saturday, but we're kind of at the start now. The 5K got moved. Is there another event that's going to happen that Tuesday night, or is that kind
Oh,
of like a
no,
day-
I apologize. So Tuesday is not an event night. That is the day that we are promoting as a shop, eat local
Eat
day.
local night?
Yes, so that'll be more of a marketing initiative.
Trolley?
This is our 55th year for the
Trolley night.
festival.
Oh, yeah.
That's really very cool. This is the 55th year, and so we are working with our merchants to do a play on 55, like try double nickel or 55 cents or $5.50. And so that'll be more about just getting people to come into the community and eat and shop that day. Even though we'll be talking about it all week, that day in particular is the day we assigned it. So there is no formal event that day.
Gotcha.
The idea of a trolley hop is really interesting.
Yeah, I think trolley, that'd be great.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
sorry I didn't mention that.
Yeah, we don't have a council meeting to draw everybody downtown for that Tuesday.
Dina, is
Like
the,
tonight.
farmer's market, will that just run its normal 9 to 12?
So I think that's a question for
Debbie?
Debbie or Emily. Are you planning just to have them 9 to 12? Yeah. Yeah. So they will run that Saturday morning to 12:30, but they'll run down on Tellsville Road. And we won't boot anybody out if they're still there at 1:30, but
Okay,
I think formally it's to 12:30.
okay.
Any other questions?
I have one more on the 5K.
Go ahead.
So the 5K and the market will happen at the same time. I know historically the farmer's market was where we would do registration for the 5K.
Mm-hmm.
Will it still be there?
No, so we'll do it in front of our office.
Office. Okay.
And this year, we expect, more than 90% of our runners will register online, if not even more than that. So we expect very few on-site registrations, but that'll be out there, but nothing will be closed off. Like we're hoping before they run, they go in there. When they come back, they hang out there.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Dina, you might also express your concerns, what you told me today, about the car show and about the need for your help and your volunteers.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
A lot of people. who
So,
donate.
car show's sort of a long story, but in a nutshell, car show's been around a couple of years, several years, and it has been waning a little bit from the standpoint of help, volunteers. So we were advised last year with our committee to just sort of minimize the awards. And so that's why we went like really low. I think we had 2 awards that we gave out in an effort to sort of build it back up. So we have a car show committee. We've had a couple of car show committees. We had one actually today before I came over here. And we are on track to bring the awards back. We have some new awards that have been suggested, and we have a committee helping us do this. But it takes volunteers. So we need, if you're looking for something to volunteer for at Gaslight Festival, I know most of you volunteer for our booth, and we still need that, for the center booth. We still need that, but we really will need some help in the car show for staging mostly and for judging. So if you're interested, when you see the call for volunteers, or if you just let us know, we would love to get you signed up.
You know what, Dina, you talk about judging. I think that your judges should be somebody that is familiar with the car industry. That would be like me going down there and judging a car. I have no idea what I'm judging. And that's like when they put me on the fire board, I had no more idea what a squirt truck was than my dog knew what a squirt truck is. I think it should be somebody that is knowledgeable of the product that you're judging. And
So I think your intuition is right, but our car gurus say we don't necessarily need all of our judges to be car buffs. So many of the car buffs are in the show, so it's hard to pull them out of the show and get them to judge. But we already do have some knowledgeable car lovers who will be a part of the judging, and we can match them up with, say, someone like me who's not as informed. But our categories are fairly simple, and so the categories that they suggested that we do today are things that any of us would pick up on.
Right.
And then if you have someone who's a little bit more knowledgeable about a car, you'll be able to come up with an evaluation that is fair. This is not a first-class high-end car show with a lot of, the pinstriping measurement and all of that. But we want to talk about, the cleanliness, the engine, the color, the interior, things like that that have been suggested to us by the committee that we could cover, I think with some, less experienced car people. We know what we like as individuals, so that would be part of the fun.
Okay.
And then we'll do some category stuff like Ford and Chevy and import and things like that. But we got some really good folks coaching us on this, and I think it's really going to come back this year. All right. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Bill, for having me. I'm going to turn this over, I think, to Lorenzo, right, Bill? Okay.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. Next, we have a presentation by Lorenzo Afable. He is a Jeffersontown Bronzewing neighborhood resident and St. Edward School graduate, working towards his Eagle Scout service project by creating storyboards for the MS4 program to be installed along our bicycle pedestrian trail that will educate the public on water quality and water quality related issues. If Lorenzo could come forward,
I'm going
please.
to do a little introduction if you
Okay.
don't mind, Mayor and members of the council. This young gentleman came to the city of wanting to look for a project for his Eagle Scout Award program. And so he was looking at several different community type projects. So we kind of sat down, talked about it, brainstormed some ideas. He actually reached out to some other parts of the community to look at an alternative that he can do. And we're fortunate that he selected the project that we talked about, and that is part of an outreach effort for our MS4 program. Our MS4 program is our stormwater management program that we have here in the city. We basically maintain all of our stormwater management system in the city. We're a co-permittee with MSD. So part of that Division of Water permit is we have to do a community outreach. So we got to engage the community in different levels, social media, areas along our trail, and really to kind of get that message out. So I kind of talked about a project that we were slowly working on in our MS4 program, and we were fortunate to work with Jimmy, who has been very instrumental in this, as well as Dina. And so tonight, he's getting close to moving forward, placing the order for some of these signage, and he wants to kind of present that for you, a part of his Eagle Scout program. So I want to turn it over to Lorenzo. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. How old are you, sir?
Is it? Oh, yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 17.
17. Good job.
Mayor Pike,
Uh-huh.
members of the council.
Can you
audience
pull your
members.
microphone up a little bit? Okay. Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Thank you.
it's good. Mayor Pike, council members, audience members, I'm pleased to be speaking to you today on the MS4 Science Program, MS4 Science Project Program that I've been working on for the past couple months through the city, and I would just like to share that with you today. So here's just an outline of what I'm going to be talking about today. So first off, I'm going to be introducing myself and what sparked the interest in this project with the city of Jeffersontown and my own personal goals and my journey in scouting. And then I will, if not pass them out, I will be breaking down the white paper I made for this project to just give you a rundown of what this project will entail mostly. And then after that, I'll go through the outline that I've made on the end of the white paper, on the steps that I've taken thus far and the contributions that are needed and have been made. And then after that, I'll be talking about funding and what we've raised so far and what I'm looking for and what sponsors have already contributed to our cause. And then I will go over a schedule. And then at the end, I will be giving you an invitation. So first off, there it is. I will be introducing myself. Hello again. My name is Lorenzo Afable, not Afable.
Boy, I screwed that up, didn't I?
Yeah, everyone gets that, but like I said, I am currently 17 years old. I am a rising senior, as I hate to admit, at Dumont Manual High School, and I am a parishioner and class of 2021 graduate of St. Edward Parish here in J-Town. I'm also, like it said in my introduction, a lifetime resident of J-Town. I've lived here in the Bronzewing neighborhood for my entire life. And as And through St. Edward Parish, I have been a scout for a number of years, going on, I think 10 at this point. But currently I am a life scout out of Troop 175 at St. Edward Parish, like I said. And as a life scout, my next rank would be to obtain the Eagle rank, which is of course, as you may know, the highest rank in scouting. And it's a rank that not a lot of scouts attain. About only 3% of all Boy Scouts in their careers go on to earn that rank. So through my work in the city, I have taken on this project specifically to complete the project requirement to earn the Eagle rank in Scouts BSA this year. So what is it? So here's the specific requirement I'm willing to meet to get my Eagle rank. So the requirement is to plan, develop, and give leadership to others in a service project helpful to any religious institution, any school, or one's community. And through this project, I'm aiming to benefit my own community of Jefferson, of course, and by leading this project with the help of the city. So what drew me to this project? So I actually have a lot of connections to this project. Primarily, the biggest one is through my family and my own personal heritage, because my family, although I have lived in Jeffersontown my entire life, my family is from the Philippines, which you may or may not know is an island nation. It's an archipelago made up of many islands, and the life there is definitely not anything you would get here in Jeffersontown. The life there, although people romanticize the idea of an island life and an island getaway destination, the life there is not as romanticized as it's made out to be. Water there, specifically what I'm tackling with this project, is scarce, and although there is a lot of water in obviously an island nation, the water there is not very consumable and is very hard to treat there, as it is, on the ocean. There's not many fresh water sources, and the systems there are not adequate up to the standards of, let's say, Louisville or Jeffersontown in terms of water. So there's a lot of potential for this water pollution and this unclean water access. Anyways, off of that, I also have a connection to this project through my own father and my own bloodline, because my father, who's here in the audience today in the back, he has worked with the city of Bardstown water department for going on more than 20 years. He's actually retiring soon. And through him, I feel like he's just shared a lot of wisdom on water, the ins and outs of the treatment process. And through him, I've gained a lot of insight onto water and the entire process of it that a lot of people, specifically the more general audience, the general citizenship and residents of a place like Jeffersontown. And I feel like with these points, I want to put the situation that is posing to our water today on water quality and water quantity to the citizens of Jeffersontown, so they have the experience and knowledge that I know on water to them, that they wouldn't immediately think of when they think of a community. So if you have in front of you, we have copies of the white paper I made for this project, and I'm just going to be going over that with you right now. So at the top, under my contact information and the title, here is what I aim to do with this project primarily. So I'm just going to be reading off of my white paper right now. So the purpose of this project for me is to raise awareness on issues of water quality and quantity to the working citizens of Jeffersontown and their impact on them in compliance with the Municipal Separate Storm Sewer System MS4 Stormwater Management Program SWMP, and with the Scouts BSA's Eagle Project requirements for myself, Lorenzo Fable, to gain my Eagle rank with the city of Jeffersontown. So here's just a bigger projection of the sign that I have in the white paper. This specific sign is what we projected is specifically dealing with water quantity and how essentially water is accumulated, how it's measured in our communities here in Jeffersontown. And there's actually a map, an interactive map where we're going to be putting the for the viewer to sort of like put themselves in the situation here. And this sign also aims to educate the viewer on the risk of flooding, especially with an abundance of water quantity. And that's just something that is not really covered and I want to get across. So this next sign is educating the viewer on water quality, what's specifically in our waterways and what may pollute our waterways like oils, herbicides, or and other harmful pollutants that could be put into the water through runoff. And essentially, I want to be laying out the implications of one's own actions and how they can make a difference and how they can help the situation to mitigate any bad outcomes of their own use in relation to water. So to give you some context, the MS4 program, like I said, the Municipal Separate Storm Sewer System, is a program put in place nationally across many cities and other entities to essentially, bottom line, it seeks to regulate polluted stormwater and like any runoff that could potentially enter into our water bodies and further pollute them, which is something we do not want because these are the bodies that we are using for recreational use and for drinking and for all sorts of things that you would do with water. And so to get this MS4 program set up, you have to essentially get a permit. And as Jeffersontown, the government, we have our NPDES, our National Pollutant Discharge Elimination System permit through Louisville MSD that's operated through them. And it's submitted to us to set up the system for us as Jeffersontown residents. So if you'll flip to the back of the white paper, I actually have outlined some benefits and appeals to potential stakeholders to invest into this project. So the big ones here are, if you're looking to support this project financially or through word of mouth or any other means, you are supporting safe water access to Jeffersontown residents, because these signs seek to educate people on the contents of our waterways and what potentially could be in our water that we consume and make use of. And essentially, they are supporting that cause, which is very noble of them, honestly. But it's not just supporting that cause, it's also supporting the civil duty of Jeffersontown and its government to the MS4 program that we have installed and we've set up and maintain currently. And just they're supporting that civil duty, and that's a very good mark on a sponsor, in my opinion. But also off of that, we're not just supporting the government and its people, we're also supporting the parks and trails of Jeffersontown by adding interactive features to it and by giving it more character, so to speak, along the recreational and like touristic areas of Jeffersontown. We're planning on putting the sign off of the trail at the end of Grassland Drive behind Skyview Park, and that area specifically is just like a little bike and foot trail that has like some stone pillars and some benches and maybe a sign or two, but there's no real interactive features. And by taking on this project, I want to add that to our trails, just because as a scout, I love trails, I love hiking, I appreciate a good interactive feature along a trail. So besides that, by sponsoring this project, you also are opening up opportunities to advertise your company and your business and your just yourself at the public dedication that I will have for the signs when this is all complete, and or any other project appearances, which I will detail later. And by supporting us, you're also supporting the noble cause of scouting and all the ideals that the Scouts BSA organization stands for, through empowering young men and women to be leaders in their communities at an early age. And lastly, you're also supporting young Jeffersontown residents making differences or seeking to make differences, because as I am stumbling over my words here and trying to make a difference here, I am really just wanting to make a difference for the good, for the betterment of Jeffersontown, and really trying to work for that. Specifically, by supporting me, you are opening up opportunities with the Scouts BSA Troop 175 out of St. Edward. Like I said, you are all people in Jeffersontown, so you already have some knowledge with maybe the parish of St. Edward, but I could also open that up to specifically the Boy Scouts troop of St. Edward, and which comprises of young adults and leaders that are up and coming and waking, like I said, trying to make a difference in this community and anywhere they would go. And you're also supporting the National Brotherhood of Eagle Scouts that I am hoping to join through this project. And by supporting this project, you are enabling a young adult, myself, to join this prestigious Brotherhood of Eagle Scouts to join them. And like I said, you're also supporting St. Edward Parish, as I am an active member and parishioner of that. So you could also be opening up yourself to that. But primarily, you're also supporting a younger and genuine Jeffersontown demographic, and those people who genuinely call Jeffersontown home and genuinely are brought up there and inhabit it. So the outline at the end of the white paper, at the bottom of it, I just have some of these steps that I have taken with my team, with the city, to carry on this project. So in the beginning, we were just brainstorming. I came to the city pretty blindly, actually. I went to Debbie first, actually, looking for a project to get my Eagle Scout project done, because I'm one of the last Life Scouts in my troop, so I just want to get this done, and I want to take on a project that I actually care about through a community, for a community that I actually really care about. So Debbie put me in contact with Matt, and Matt ran this project by me, and after that, I really fell in love with it, and I adopted it right away. And this all happened in the fall of last year, around August to October. And after I adopted this project, we really just worked with people with our team to finalize the signs details. I actually worked with Stantec, and with specifically Kristen Hughes is in the audience today, to finalize, our consultant, to finalize the details of the sign and what do we want to convey through the signage. And then lastly, in December, we considered the sign options, where we're going to put the sign and what methods and what sign companies we're going to work with. There's some pictures there. There's the trail I was mentioning, and there's my dad, Kristen, and Greg from Signs Now. So more recently, I've been working with the chamber, with Dina specifically, and Matt, to begin outreaching to businesses of Jeffersontown. And then that's what I've been doing for the most of this year, and raising as much money as I can to support this project and to finally carry it out. And then lastly, my step to present to the city council, which I'm here doing today, and hopefully getting my message across. So we'll talk about funding now. So for both signs and pedestals that I seek to put up, the cost for production is $1,841. Basically $2,000. And this is specifically to pay for both signs and pedestals to put in the park, along the trail to Vacker Sign, the sign company we decided to work with. So here are some sponsorships so far. Specifically, we have got money from Patriot Engineering and River City Bank here in Jeffersontown, to $250 from Patriot Engineering and $400 from River City Bank. And I'm pretty sure we actually got another sponsor recently, but I will have to check up on that. And I think with that sponsor, from that sponsor that I just mentioned, I think we are getting around to accumulating about $1,000 for the project so far. So, yeah. So here's some scheduling with the project as of right now. So the ideal deadline for the completion of this project, I would like to get it done somewhere in July this year, before, JCPS gets back for school and all the commotions of the fall start going into place. But the absolute deadline right now is October of this year, essentially because I can only complete this project in the timeline that I am under 18, because if I turn 18, I will be out of the Scouts and I'll age out essentially. So I want to, October, November is like what I'm aiming for then, so I can get all the motions through the Scouts BSA organization. And some conflicts I have right now. I have vacation soon at the end of this month, so I will not be able to make progress on that. And also and like I said, secondly, school will be starting up in that timeline, August to October, this year. So from now, our job is to finally collect all our money and sponsorships needed to pay to Vacker Sign. And then after we collect all that, we will make the payment to them for all the materials that we need for this project. And then after that, I will construct and set up the signage with the help of Public Works and my own personal team of Scouts through Troop 175. And then after all is said and done, I will have a public dedication, a ribbon cutting ceremony, if you can say that, for the project to dedicate it to the public who I am intending it for. So lastly, my invitation to you city council members is to invest into this project to essentially just help us cover the rest of the funding and remain updated on project progress and anything that will come up with this project. And then when the time comes, when all is said and done, to show up for the public dedication of the signage and eventually my Eagle Court of Honor when I receive my honor of Eagle Scout, finally, where I can finally close the project and recap it for you all. Thank you so much for your time. I know I talked quite a bit, so if you have any questions, feel free to contact me at my email or my phone number.
Hey, Lorenzo, how much money do you need to finish?
To finish now, it should be about like $1,000 after all we've collected as of right now. Yeah.
As I mentioned earlier, we're a part of the MS4 program. There is money in our budget that we do manage all of the necessary requirements to meet our permit. So a lot of that is outreach efforts, annual reports that we have to generate every year to talk about all the management that we do of our stormwater system. So there is money already in our budget to cover this expense. But we felt it was important, working towards his Eagle Bout, that he would actually go out and raise some funds to be able to get that community buy-in. So there is funds already available to make up any difference that we're not able to raise by interacting with the local business community. So.
All right. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that if he needed some cash, we just gave $1,000 for ice cream. I think we could do $1,000 for this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Do we need to make a motion for that, or is it already allocated, Matt?
So we don't have to make a motion. Well, Lorenzo, you did a fantastic job.
Great job. Great job.
I know that it's very difficult to get up here in front of all these people and talk, because people do have trouble talking in front of public, and you did a very good job. You're 17. You are our future of tomorrow, and thank you.
Great initiative.
Thank you so much.
Can't wait to see you at the Eagle Scout.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, get his information to where I need to write the check.
Yeah, I can get you all that stuff, yeah.
Okay.
Care of it.
Next thing on the agenda, a first read of ordinance number 1453, series 2024.
I'll make a motion for reading by title only, ordinance 1453, series 2024.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
An ordinance relating to budget and appropriation for fiscal year 2024, 2025. This is a balanced budget at $38,134,888 in revenue and a like amount in disbursements. That's all you need to do on this, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. First reading of ordinance number 1454, series 2024.
I make a motion for the first reading of ordinance 1454, series 2024 by title only.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
An ordinance relating to the establishment of a tax rate for the city of Jeffersontown, Kentucky for the fiscal year beginning July 1, 2024 and ending June 30, 2025, and adopting the annual Jefferson County, Kentucky assessment as the city of Jeffersontown assessed values. This establishes the tax rate at 10.82 cents per $100 of assessed property value. It also adopts the PVA from Jefferson County. This being a first reading, Mayor, you may proceed with the next.
First read of ordinance number 1452, series 2024.
I make a motion for first reading of ordinance number 1452, series 2024 by title only.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Mayor, before I read this, this was reported favorably out of the ad hoc committee. And Mr. Bloom, I don't know if he's the chair. You want to make a statement with reference to this?
Just that it's been a long time coming, and we're
Yes, sir.
excited to have this complete. And yeah, passed unanimously, recommended to the council.
An ordinance relating to amendment of ordinance number 1242, series.
1452.
I'm sorry, did somebody say something? Did somebody say
Yeah,
something?
Somebody said 1452.
Oh, okay. I'll go back. An ordinance relating to amendment of ordinance number 1242, series 2008, as amended, and revising, updating sections 151.06, 202.1, 203.4, and Appendix B of the Jeffersontown, Kentucky Code of Ordinances, amending, revising, and updating the Jeffersontown, Kentucky Maintenance Code. By way of summary, this includes a new definition with respect to lawns, gardens, managed natural landscapes, noxious invasive weeds and plants, visible borders, and landscaping beds.
Excuse me, I think we skipped one. 1452 is the tax rate, another tax rate. There were two tax rate ordinances. Item number 10 is 1454.
We did number
and,
10.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then I
well,
just
that's
did
what I
the
was
motion
talking
for
about, Phil Fox.
1452, which is item 11.
I'm confused.
This goes back to February when this first started.
All right, but if you look at the item number, there's
Like
number 11
I think the
is
agenda, there
about
might be a
the-
typo.
Yeah.
Is about a tax rate also.
Yeah.
1452 is the establishment of a tax rate for the city of
But it
Jefferson
has
County.
the same number as the 1450.
No, there's 54 and 52.
The
Yeah,
tax rate ordinance I have is 1453.
Yeah.
He did that.
That's the budget.
Yeah, this is a maintenance code.
1454 is the, tax
Tax
rate.
rate.
On the agenda,
It's
it
just
has a
wrong on
typo.
the
Followed
agenda.
over. I know.
It's just wrong on the agenda. The title of the ordinance is wrong. 1452 is what you're talking about. It's just wrong here incorrectly as a tax rate.
Okay.
There was an error made. Sorry.
No,
I'm reading the ordinances that will ultimately be voted
Okay.
upon in public.
all right. Thank you. Sorry.
Okay, so where are we at?
He read the correct.
read it.
He
ordinance.
read it. Yeah.
Okay,
You're a committee report.
okay, the reports, okay. I knew what I was gonna say. So before that, I want to tell you that I want to thank all the members of the weed committee, as I call it, for all their diligence and all the time that they have taken to put in this. It's been a long, hard project. And I want everyone to know that these 4 people have worked very hard on this. It took it a long time, not by anyone's reasoning. We did have a guy who was out for shoulder surgery. And I don't want anyone saying that they took a long time because they didn't do their due diligence, because they did. And I'm just going to tell you, I'm proud of you all and thank you for doing what you did. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
Next thing is, committee reports, Pam Ware.
I have no report.
Okay, thank you. Mark Bloom.
Nothing from finance, but I do want to give shout outs to Public Works and Police Department for the storm, and Mayor, everything that you did to help get everything rallied. And
Crazy.
then also it's great that the city's doing that cleanup for all the residents. Like, I know we kind of said at the beginning of the meeting, but kudos to everybody involved with that. Also the trolley hop, I got to go to the trolley hop, this past Friday, and it was great. Mayor,
Absolutely.
kudos to you for that idea.
That was great.
I know we spent way more money downtown than we would have anyways, because of that trolley hop. So it did exactly what you wanted it to do, which was economic development. And so it's a great idea and loved it. So nothing else to report.
Thank you. Allison Head.
Legislative has nothing, and I want to agree with what Mark said. I wasn't available to go to the trolley hop, but from what I understand, it was a huge success. So.
Thank you. Tim Hall.
Echo all the storm relief efforts by the city, Public Works, Police Department. As you heard, the benefits of living in Jeffersontown, clearing the trees that aren't even ours. So thank you. I also wanted to mention that the Economic Development Committee, well, actually the entire council was invited to a dinner. Quite a few chamber members, quite a few of the downtown businesses. It was called the Innovation, well, shoot.
Vision.
Envision.
I'm gonna get there.
Vision.
Envision of Jeffersontown on Main Street program. Matt did a wonderful presentation. We're involving a lot of the local businesses to get input, so kind of excited about that. And thanks for your presentation, Matt. Is there anything you want to add?
Like I've been talking, this is the kickoff to that Envision Jeffersontown and Main Street program, where the city is joining the National Main Street program to really kind of create a toolbox, if you will, available to downtown businesses, property owners, and residents to really kind of buy into this idea of expanding economic opportunities in our downtown. So this was kind of the kickoff meeting for the steering committee. It's going to kind of be working with the mayor and I to kind of figure out how we're going to grow our downtown. It's going to expand into different subcommittees based on those 4 points that were presented. So this is just kind of the beginning and the kickoff of that. So it was a good event, and I look forward to working with everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. Last thing was, Chief, I said Public Works in the city. Actually, I drove down Marsh Henry and 2 officers were out with their chainsaws clearing the road too. So thank you to those officers. That's all. Thank you.
Trina Smith.
Administration has nothing. I ditto what everyone else said. And Dina, thank you for your great insight, and we can't wait for the gaslight as usual. That's all I have.
Kevin.
Planning and zoning doesn't have a report. Mayor, I just kind of had the same thing that other members have said about Public Works and Police Department. And of course, I just come to expect it out here. Just a great group of people and dedicated to this community. Also, kudos to Matt for the Main Street event. The trolley thing was really interesting Friday. I got to meet some of the business owners, and specifically the ones at Commonwealth Candle, and just to see their excitement with being a part of our community, being part of our downtown. Very appreciative of the trolley and the way you all set it up and the businesses. It was really exciting for me to get to see their excitement. So I appreciate it.
Thank you, Kevin. Pam?
We had a committee meeting today for Parks and Rec, and I just wanted to touch on some bullet points. The restrooms are now going to close at 8 p.m. instead of 6. We're going to have some new signage put up, that the park will be open dawn to dusk. And then if there's any trouble with any group or anything that we're having at the park, if there's any trouble, we're going to call the police immediately. Basketball courts are going to remain open. And we're going to make sure the bathroom doors aren't left propped open. We're going to figure out some way to get that taken care of as far as,
Right.
I don't know how they're going to do that.
To where they don't shut it, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So, and that's all I have. And kudos to the parks and public works and the police for everything they did last week.
Absolutely.
Okay, I would like to say a couple things about Pam's report. First of all, we had this meeting tonight, and I want everybody here to know why we had this meeting and what's going on. And the press was out here. We're here because we, the citizens of this town, pay taxes to live in Jeffersontown. You pay taxes to live here, you should have a nice place to visit. If you want to come and enjoy our parks and conduct yourself in a normal manner and you have proper hygiene, then you're welcome to come to our parks. If you come here and you don't live here, and even if you do live here and you don't have proper hygiene, you're not invited. And that's, I'm just going to put it, I can't put it any more bluntly. We are tired of our public works going up there and cleaning feces off the wall every day. It's ridiculous that people live and act like this in parks. And our citizens deserve better than this. And we will continue monitoring this. And if these parks don't stay clean, we'll have to take the bathrooms out because people don't know how to go to the bathroom around here. If there is problems at the park with the basketball goal, if I hear fights, if I hear shootings, if I hear anything, the park will be closed down and I will take out the basketball goals if there is trouble. Right now, there's no trouble. We're monitoring. We got the police on it. But I just want to tell you that we have a $3 million park up there for our citizens. And I want to thank our citizens for taking care of it. And it's sad that people live and act like that they do today. That's all I had to say about that. Now I want to call on my directors. Jimmy, go ahead.
Mama Pike.
Thank you, Mayor, City Council. I
Mama
want to
Pike.
give you all a brief update with where we're at. But before I do, Lorenzo, wow, man. What about this young man?
Oh, no, fantastic.
So the beauty of that, St. Edwards alumni, we got this connection, right? And honestly, Matt and Dina's probably going to kill me, but I like to double what he's doing because we have another walking trail at Vet Park. And I like to see signs down there to incorporate there. And Dina, we had talked about in a meeting doing a business blast down by the little thing down there. And let's get some of these business to sponsorship and be part of that. I think it would be huge to bring that in. But I didn't finish where I was going with this. When you graduate college, you're going to run my MS4 program for the city. So we'll see you soon. All right. Great job, young man. To bring you up to date, I had this goal to start with on each end of the city with our two chippers and work our way to the middle. Today, we finally hit each other. We got a few spots to hit. We'll have a complete first round.
Awesome.
And then I'm going to cut it down to one crew and try to get some normalcy back. As you know, the public, they notice when the garbage can is full. They're going to notice our grass is growing that we haven't been able to get to. So things have to be touched up. Just be a little patient. Our fifth storm, Mayor, major storm.
Major.
It has pushed us behind in work 2 months, 2.5 months. So do know that drainage complaints will come in. You haven't been here. Well, we spent a big year cutting trees up. With that being said, I know at a certain point in time, chipper was a hot topic. Mary, you kicked me in the seat of my pants and get it done and get it. And I can't thank you enough. Without it, we couldn't have done this job. As we've done throughout these things. And prior to the storms, we took 50 trees out of that park because as with the safety issues, we're trying to open it up where you can see through and there's no hidden danger zones and all that. So it's been great. And more importantly, my team, I have to thank them from the bottom of my hat. Their steadfast will to keep J-Town proud, as well as the mayor and city council. They don't have any skin on their arms right now. Most of them got these bruises from logs and sticks. I'm a pusher as a leader. I pray to God it rains tomorrow really hard so they don't have to do it. I hope they get a day's break
Right.
and get a day's rest in, and then we'll go back and redo the whole city with that one crew and hopefully get it touched up and finished up, and everybody will be satisfied as well as Waters and Trail, and keep that the city beautiful the way it should be.
Thank you.
That's our update.
I want to say thank you to everybody who came out and worked that Sunday. I
Absolutely.
appreciate that. I appreciate Tim Hall was on it.
Tim,
Hall
Kevin,
was on it. Vince Grisani was on it, and Kevin was on it. You all helped immensely that time. And there is a homeowner over on Tregaron that we need to reach out to and thank him and maybe bring him in. He and another neighbor
They had about
started
5 people
taking,
over there.
right, they started cutting down trees and it
Impressive.
wasn't even theirs.
Opened up the whole thing. Yep.
Opened up our streets. Our streets were shut down for a long period of time. And
It's,
if it wasn't a united group that did that, but thank you all
I'm
so
very
much.
appreciative when
And
you
Chief,
all reach
thank
out
you
to me
all
during an
for
event and say, hey, where you
Calling
need
and
help
checking
at, I'm
on
there.
me every hour, and I
That's
appreciate
huge.
that. Thank you very much.
I'm sorry that you guys
you, Jim.
didn't get to enjoy a long holiday weekend because I know
Yeah.
everybody looks forward to
I
that.
know, and they had, everybody was gone. We had to call them home from the lake. I
The
mean,
beauty
y'all
of that
really-
is the pride. Not everybody takes the same pride, but 98% of our department, whether it be Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, we're a schedule of 7 to 3:30.
Yeah.
But we will find ourselves in a snow event for 4 days and don't go home, and you're away from family. You can't put a dollar figure on that. So they have a huge heart and they love the city and they know the expectations and they're 100% bought in. And I couldn't be more thankful for the crew that I have.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It was good.
That's actually
Thank
what
you
I was
very
gonna
much.
say is,
Thank you, Jimmy.
I had asked if they needed any help and I just showed up at Public Works and the team was already there and loading up. And I'm like, it's not even done raining yet. Like they knew the rain was coming. So at a drop of a hat, the team showed up and it was a great end to National Public Works Week.
Yeah.
You're right on that one.
True.
Anybody, Scott, do you have anything to tell me? Anything to say? Ron, you got anything for me? Nothing? Debbie? Well, I'm going to say this about the trolley hop. Debbie and Emily are in charge of the trolley hop. They've been doing a great job. It's been wonderful. I will say my comments today is that we are stopping. We've got a different route, but people, if you own businesses here, it's up to you to make your business attractive to get the people to come in. All I can do is stop at your door. If you don't have something to offer these people, they're going to keep on riding. And I keep enforcing that it's a trolley hop, not a trolley ride. And they were doing this for the economic development in Jeffersontown. So I need you businesses to participate. If anybody's watching, if you want people to come in, then you got to spend a little money to make money. And that's just a fact of economic development, but thank you all for that. I appreciate it. Next thing, do I see anybody else? Matt, you have anything?
Just give a quick update on the amphitheater project. Earlier this week, the mayor and I met with Debbie and a few other Triangle Talent and the police department. I want to get them down there to kind of look at the amphitheater. Now that we're getting ready to hopefully move to the next phase of this project, I want to get them start looking at it, as far as what the end product's going to be. But I got all the plans ready. We're looking at advertising that bid package 4, as I call it. Next Friday, it'll be hitting the paper, so it's going to be out to about mid-July. And right now, we're targeting a bid opening date of July 12th. Will be a bid opening day where we can move on to that next phase, which does all the parking, the performance lawn, the walkways all around there, moving towards lighting, landscaping, and the rest of that project to where we can maintain a schedule to have the ability to open this in the 2025 season is our goal. So that's big news. The plans are ready. I was able to get all those areas isolated that I talked about at the last council meeting to be able to still capture those 2 grant dollars. And isolate those areas, but we're able to move forward with the big part of that project, which is the parking, performance lawn, and the lighting and that type of stuff. So just want to give you a little heads up on that. The wood trim on there, I think we're getting close to resolving the issue between the contractor and their subcontractors and the material vendor for those metal panels. But in the meantime, we're going to be painting that paneling, or not paneling, but
The
wood up there, a dark sealant in order to protect that wood as another moisture barrier. So that was part of that process anyway. We're going to go ahead and jump on that just to soften that view shed as you're driving along there until the rest of the project catches up. So that's a little update on that. I can answer any questions if anybody has them at this time.
Anybody have any questions about the amphitheater? No? Thank you, Matt.
Thank you, Matt.
Julie, I skipped you. I didn't know you with your hat on. Do you have anything, honey? I know you do.
Well, the senior centers, we're just having fun there.
Well, I wanted to tell you, you had a great event down there. It was very successful. And a lot of people came and you had Mike Bowie and he was doing karaoke and the seniors were rocking it last Thursday night outside. That was very nice. Could you come up, please? Come on, Julie.
I want to say something about the Veterans Park as a person who's lived in J-Town their entire life and then as someone who works for our city. But our veterans are the only reason why we have this great city. And so to me, it's disrespectful to our veterans about what is going on at that park. And it should be safe for them to come to. And I do know that the veterans go up there and that park is kind of their savior. And it's very frustrating to hear that it's nasty up there, the way that it's being treated, but also, I mean, the way that kind of the teenagers come and take it over. And I think that we need to remember that it's our veterans park. Like we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. So I just wanted to kind of say that. And I also want to say that Debbie and Emily work really hard at all of their events that they do. And we have the Summerfest coming up and they have worked really hard on all this trolley stuff. And sometimes I don't think they get the recognition that they deserve.
Well, I appreciate him and thank you for driving the senior bus and taking people back and forth as well. I couldn't do it without any of my directors. I appreciate each and every one of you. Now I'm going to cross the aisle and I'm going to go to the chief. Thank you. They are.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yes. Very good.
Absolutely. Thank you, Chief.
Thanks, Chief. I only have one other thing, and I'm going to take a poll of the council, and then we'll adjourn this meeting. July 1st meeting is going to hit during the 4th of July, the day before, I think, or the second day before. If I'm not going to have a quorum, and I was going to say that we cancel the 1st of July meeting, it's up to you all. If y'all want to cancel it, that's fine. If you don't, that's fine as well. I've got several people that are going to be gone. My committee, my staff upstairs is going to be gone. But if you all want to have it, it'll be a very bare meeting and you'll probably just get this. There won't be anything on it because my assistant's not here to do all this stuff, to put on this on here. So if y'all want to cancel it, that's fine. If you don't, you can have it and we'll go on. So I just need to know what y'all want to do.
I make a motion to cancel the July 2nd, or do you want to reschedule it for the following week? Or
I would just cancel it.
just cancel it?
Yeah, because
Cancel the July 2nd meeting.
Mayor, do you have anything that you think would be pressing that would
no, we're
make
going
us
to
need
have
to have
a
a meeting?
loaded a whole loaded agenda for the 18th. It's going to be a long one.
So big one on the 18th.
Big
So
one
we'll
on
need
the
a
18th, 'cause
breather on the
there's
second.
a lot of people that need to get their subdivisions in and that kind of thing in. And they want to get it in now, and they need to get a lot of this stuff done before the fiscal year starts. So it's going to be really, the next meeting is going to have a lot on it.
Gotcha. And then will you need us, I know at July 1st, there's a lot of things happening. Will you need us to vote for anything?
You know what we can do? We can wait and cancel it the next meeting on the 18th. And then by that time, I'll have a better grip on what's going on in town.
Yeah.
And where Missy is and tells me, and Bill, and y'all can tell me from there. Okay. So we'll just wait till the next one. With that being said,
Mayor, I make a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Or second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting adjourned. Thank you all for coming tonight. Sorry. What's the latest going to be here?